Okay, it's Rain Carcass here again. I'm going to do a quick video on Japan and its ground attack. Now, there's a bunch of variations you can use. Japan's pretty much wide open. You have the ability to initiate whatever you want to initiate. You can go right at the US, turn 1. You can go at the UK or the British Commonwealth, turn 1. You can go to the Dutch, turn 1. You can go to Russia. You can go to China. You can do none of it, or you can do all of it at the same time. It's your call. So I'm going to go over a couple of little numerical stats on income changes. I know we've already covered this before, but this is going to be very specific on each one. So let's start with China, which is the smallest. All right, so China, you've got your KMT, I'm showing them in the light green here, and your warlords in dark green. Anybody from outside attacks China, the dark green becomes light green. So China starts at 6. It would go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would be at 14. There you go. But the US would be up 3, ANZAC, FEC, and UK, all three of them would go up 1, along with France. So it's a total increase of 7, plus what the Chinese get from the warlords of 8. But that's not counting what you're taking from them as well. So don't get too excited about that. And you get that bonus of $3 from the US, but you're only going to be down to $2 if you attack everything on the coast in one turn and take it all. Like, yeah. If you do that, you're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, right? Plus the island down here for 12. So you can take 12 right there. Bang. Done. Not very exciting. Yeah, so, don't be too discouraged by that. Your second option is Mongolia. Let's see if I can set this down somewhere without wrecking everything. Mongolia is these four right here. Capital, as all capitals on the map, is bright and bold, and the satellite territories are in a faded, if you're wondering what that is. They only got these 2 units here, but when you attack, the US go up 2d12. So anywhere between 2 and 24. And the Russians, if you hold the territory in here, go up $5. So that's an increase of anywhere between 7 and 29. So that's a little bit more than the 7 you get from China. All right, now let's also go to the Dutch East Indies, which is these territories in here. None of them are the capital, thus they're all dark. They give you $9 if you take them all, but you got to fight all these units. You get a couple bonuses for here and here, I believe, of an extra $4 bonus, so they're worth 13 to you if you're at war with a major power. Whatever you don't take, you're going to be giving the money from this to the British if they're also at war with you, so keep an eye on that. And let's see, the increases, 2d12 for the US, ANZAC FEC 3, and France 1. So that's a total increase of anywhere between $9 and $31 to the enemy. So, balance your options. And then we got the totally crazy one. If you go against the US, basically they go to full income right away. But you can use the surprise strike on the US. Or you have another option where you go against the Commonwealth and France. So that would be the FEC, the French here, and Australia. And you don't have to do that at the same time. You can skip these and leave neutral. That will give an increase. Like their starting income, say nothing else happens to increase when they start at 30. But they will bump up to 62, including the UK over there. So that could affect the Germans, and the French will be at 17 instead of 5. That could also affect the Germans, right? And the 5d12 for the US is an increase of anywhere between $5 and $60 for them. And yeah, that could bring them, if they get to 60 or something close to that, right to full production, which means they're declaring war on you. So keep an eye on that. Those are some of your options. I mean, you also got other options if you decide you want to go on some totally unique move here. You could take some transport so you could come through and cross the map. Yeah, I know. And go all the way into South America where all my mess is. You can do that. You can hit the Panama Canal. It's up to you. Another option you can have, there's not a lot of neutrals around here. Siam's a neutral, but it will align with you, so there's no point in you attacking that. You could do some craziness where you're going after Iran, or you could decide that instead of holding the Pacific, you're going to become the Indian Ocean power, and you're going to take out something over here. You better be working in coordination with your partner on the other side, though, otherwise you're leaving yourself wide open to all that. So there are some options there, some opening plays. They're kind of any way you want to go. I'm going to make this next video, or this video here, on China. I may do an add-on for some of the other ones, but for now I'm just going to strictly stick with China. And we're just going to do some basic Navy or Army builds, and we will leave any factory builds or whatever out of it. So initial money of 16. Turn 1, right? Here I would build 2 Elite Marines, $5 a piece. Attack at 3, defend at 5, and a light tank. Saving $2. All right, do your $2. Move over to here. Now, 2 Elite Marines, 2 light tanks. That is $18. You're saving $1. You can use these $3 to either buy another infantry, or you can carry them on to the next turn. And by carrying them on to the next turn, do the same build, but now you have 4 that you change, $4 worth of change. So you can build a 3rd light tank. It's an option. It doesn't have to be light tanks. These could be regular Marines instead. You can build 2 a turn. They're the same price. They could be artillery. They could be whatever. I just like light tanks because they have slightly higher attack value over anything else, and they have the mobility of 2 moves to get to combat or to reinforce something. And that may be an issue for you in China because there's not railroads everywhere, so you can't rely on that. All right, so that's that. And this here is based on, say, you're going to do an attack on turn 1, turn 2, you're just doing a build and non-combat move. Say turn 3, you do an attack. And then turn 4 is your post-attack income. Now, if that's your post-attack income, you've attacked China, your bonus is actually going to be down $1. So it's only going to be 2 because you've spent a turn attacking China. However, you're probably going to increase your income on some Chinese territory. So I'm just going to do a quick, I'm going to pause it. No, you know what? We'll just do some quick moves here. All right. So I'm just going to move this back a bit here. For ease of understanding, we're going to assume that all my Navy, all of it, because you're at war with nobody, is going to be all collectively placed right here. All right. So let's say that every piece of Navy is on this task force card, except for, and this is important, we're going to have 1 destroyer that's going to stay in this zone. And he's going to pick up a guy. All right, so let's go turn 1, turn 2, you're going to do your builds. So you would end up building turn 1. This is how it sits. We're going to build 2 Elite Marines and a light tank. Turn 2, you could do this turn 1, but let's just do all these non-combat moves at the start of turn 2. You're going to scoop these 2 guys up, put them in here. Actually, you could have built that light tank there, so never mind. You're going to scoop this guy up. You're going to scoop these 3 guys up. Oh, she's going to be a mess in there. You're going to move this guy down. You're going to move these two guys down. You're going to move that down. You're going to leave this here. Actually, you know what? You don't really care. You're going to move that guy in there too. No, you're going to leave this guy back. This guy's got a plan. That's why I'm saving one destroyer. That's not on the task force card. All right, so what else do we do? That's turn 1. Turn 2, we're going to also build these Marines over here, but we're going to place a light tank over here and a light tank over here. In fact, you know what? We'll just leave a guy over here, a regular dude, instead of leaving that guy there. It makes more sense. You'll understand why I'm doing this in a second. Okay, so this is the end of turn 2. You've collected your money. You got your turn 3 purchase where you're going to be buying 3 tanks, 2 of them, and you're going to use every single scrap of money you have to buy 3 light tanks and 2 SNFL or Elite Marines. You could have bought regular Marine, 2 regular Marines instead of 2 of those tanks, but we're just saying you're buying tanks this turn. All right, so there you are. We are going to now start turn 3. Well, actually no, we're not, because these planes here I would have also thrown into that giant wad of mess up there. So 2 tacticals and 2 fighters. Everything's all together there. All of the Navy has last turn been conglomerated up here in this 1C zone. So what are we going to do? Well, we got to fight this guy to do amphibious assaults. So we're going to throw in a bunch of subs here. And that's 3 subs and a coastal sub. That should be enough. Well, let's throw in this torpedo boat destroyer as well. Okay, there we go. Now, let's amphibious assault with some of this stuff. We are going to scoop up this light tank and 2 Elite Marines. That 1 destroyer that stayed back here is going to pick up this guy, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and land on that island. Yes, don't leave that island behind. All right, so all this is here, except for some transports. We need 1, 2, 3 transports here. So 3 transports were over here, and we scoop up this stuff. So we've amphibiously assaulted with these 2 Elite Marines and that. Now let's drop in an Elite Marine over here. And just to make things spicy, I'm going to split these Elite Marines up. 1 there, 1 here, and we're going to scoop up 2 guys from over here on a different transport, and we're going to amphibiously assault that location and this location with them. The reason for that is so that we can bring some bombardments into these attacks here. All right, so that's that. Now we got this stack over here and that stack over here. So far we're only attacking that with a little bit of stuff. So let's bring in 2 light tanks. We'll bring in 2 motorized and a cavalry down here. And we'll bring in the rest of these infantry up here. It's kind of difficult to show these attacks. So we'll bring 5 infantry up there, 2 motorized, a cavalry, an infantry, and a marine. And then here we got a marine and an infantry. And then over here we got 2 marines and a light tank. So we've got 2 amphibious assaults up there. Let's throw 2 battleships into that one. We're fighting some heavy stuff here, or heavier stuff here. So we'll throw a battleship and 2 cruisers into this one. And then the one in the middle there, we've got 2 amphibious assaults. So let's throw in our final cruiser and a destroyer. for bombardments. Like you can do this in different variations. You could, instead of hitting these three, you could say hit something else, do it from a different sea zone. This is just an option. That leaves us with these two destroyers that are doing nothing, so let's have this as a nice little fight down here. Why? You want to kill this guy in one round. The more shots you make, none of these shots are very high percentage, the better chance you have. Alright, so there you go. Now you got all these planes. What are we going to do with these planes? Well, let's throw a fighter in here, a fighter in there, a fighter in there, and we'll throw 3 tacticals into this one in the back, and one more fighter. You know what, let's throw it in here too. Doesn't really matter. There you go. So by bringing in all this Navy, these battleships are going to be bombarding at a 4, which is equivalent to a light tank attack. This cruiser here and destroyer are hitting at a 2 and a 1. It's not very high, but it's like a, you know, but that's okay. If you get a shot with those things, it's, you know, an insta kill. Why not? Then you got the battleship and 2 cruisers down here on this stuff. I mean, it's only 1 at 4 and 2 at 2, but you know what? Why not increase your odds? So let's say, oh, since we're bringing all this extra force in here, that we're probably going to annihilate at least 3 guys in a round here. Make it, this will probably end in 1 round. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they got 3 hits on us. So this stuff is annihilated. All right. And there they got 3 in a city. We got 2 guys amphibiously assaulting. They're going to be first casualties, so for sure they're going to get 2 hits. And that sounds about fair to me. 2 out of 3. So let's say that they're annihilated. Let's just throw a chip in there. That'll make things a little easier. Alright, so they're annihilated. There you go. In here, you're just fighting a militia. Odds are he's not even going to get a hit. That's so, let's just say nothing happened there. You just died. This one here, 2 infantry. You're probably going to get 1 hit on you, but you're probably going to kick their butts. So let's say you lose a Marine in the second round, the light tank lands. Alright, so that's that. Let's get this Navy out of the way here. Alright. So there you go. That's how we sit now. Now, what happens here politically is you've gone up 1. This one here is worth 2, so 2, 3, 4. And this one's worth 2 more, so 5, 6. You're going to get some of these planes landing on your carriers and whatnot. The rest of them can all land here at this air base, or they can land up here in Jahal, which we'll just throw them all there for now because it's out of the way. Alright, so there you go. You've gone up $2, $4, $5, $6 up there and $1 down here for the island. So you've gone up 7. And the Chinese have aligned this warlord, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So there you go. That's round 1 of your attack. You can do this a turn or 2 earlier, a turn or 2 later. Doesn't really matter. At this phase of the game, you're going to be building 2 light tanks down here, and you'll have 1 that you built up here with all these planes. Right? It's a big mess, but you got 3 tacticals and 4 fighters in there. Some of them are going to be on the carriers, but whatever. We don't need to show every little detail in this. This one, you're probably going to kill it, and worst case scenario, if it takes a hit on you, I would either lose the coastal sub or the torpedo boat destroyer, because they are virtually useless in this game. They're basically just, yeah, an add-on for flavor. Okay, so there's that option. Now you're ready to go. So that's that turn. Oh, and you would have also built your 2 Marines. So yeah, now you're ready for starting to do some reinforcements, whatnot. Okay, so let's say you do round 2 on these guys. It's up to you. The Chinese are typically, like, they could reinforce the city pretty hard, but if you surround it by taking Zhejiang and Henan, it goes to a -1, right? Numerically, their better odds are to hold these mountain zones. So we'll see what they do. It all depends. Let's just say, for sake of our argument, they do the most obvious thing, and they just move some guys up there, and they move these guys over to here, and they've done some defenses, but their income has actually gone up 1, 2, 3, but you took away 2, right? So they're at 6, -2 is 4, +3, they're making $7, and you're making $7, which means you lost $2 on your China bonus, right? But you've gone up $7 in territory bonus. So you tell me if losing $1 is going to cost you 7, if you'd take that, or is going to give you 7. I would. It's a $6 increase. Why would you not? That's two regular infantry or something else, right? All right, so that's that. And from there, it's up to you where you go. A key territory that I find to be useful, from here you can either go this way, or from here you could take all this coastal stuff, but do not neglect Sichuan. It is the hub of China. It connects to here, 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 oh nice, here, and there. So from there, they can use it to reinforce or counterattack you in a lot of different places. Ow. And that can be problematic. And I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to do another video here where I show you can do the China feint and actually instead attack the Commonwealth or the Americans. Your call. Anyway, here we go. See you later.